It is the middle of the night. The room is pitch black. You could not see your own hand in front of your face. And a few feet away, on the floor, your cat is calmly watching a moth cross the ceiling. Tracking it. Measuring it. Completely at ease. Same room, same darkness. A completely different world. The cat is not running on your hardware. Different sensors, different frequencies. A whole sensory system tuned to things you will never detect. And that system explains almost everything people find baffling about cats. The staring at nothing. The refusal to come when called. The slow, unreadable blink. None of it is indifference. All of it makes sense the moment you understand what is happening inside that body. So, what is it actually like to be a cat? Let's start where the cat's world starts. In the dark. A cat's eye is built for low light in a way ours simply is not. The key is rod cells, the photoreceptors that detect light and motion. Cats have roughly 6 times more of them per square millimeter of retina than we do. When the lights go down, your visual system is starving. The cat's is fine. It can see at 1/6 of the light level a human needs. Then there is the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer sitting behind the retina. Any photon that passes through without being absorbed gets bounced back and hits the photoreceptors a second time. It is a built-in photon recycler. This is why a cat's eyes glow in a flash photograph. You are seeing your own light thrown back at you from that layer. Every photon does double duty. What the cat gives up for all of this is sharpness. Visual acuity lands around 20/100. The world is softer than what you see. A face across a large room is just an impression. Street signs are noise. What the cat gets in return is motion detection that is almost unsettling. The visual system is wired to catch movement. A mouse twitching a single blade of grass in near darkness is not a challenge. It is a flashing signal. The prey does not need to make a sound. Moving is enough. The field of view is wider too, around 200 degrees against our 180. More of the room without turning the head. They know where you are, even when they appear to be looking somewhere else. Because they usually are. This channel is entirely about this, taking you inside an animal's world and explaining what you are actually looking at. If that interests you, subscribe. We are not done with the cat yet. There are 4 more chapters. Now the whiskers. Most people think of whiskers as decorative, stiff hairs on either side of the face. They are not decorative. They are a precision measurement and navigation instrument. The span of a cat's whiskers, tip to tip, is roughly equal to the width of its body. That is not a coincidence. Before a cat slips into a gap, between furniture, through a narrow doorway, into a hole in a fence, the whiskers have already measured whether the body will fit. The cat does not guess. It already knows. The whiskers are an architect's measuring tape worn on the face. At the base of each whisker sits a cluster of mechanoreceptors. Nerve endings so sensitive they pick up air movement, vibration, even small changes in texture through contact. A cat walking through a dark room is receiving a continuous tactile map of the space around it. It knows where the walls are. It knows if something moved. It can track prey almost entirely by the tiny disturbances movement leaves in the air. There are whiskers above the eyes too, proximity sensors for the face. And small tufts on the back of the front legs, carpal vibrissae, that help the cat feel what it has pinned during a hunt. The whole body is wired with spatial data that goes well past what the eyes can give. Here is a practical consequence. If you feed your cat from a bowl with high sides, where the whiskers press against the rim, you may have created something called whisker fatigue. Those mechanoreceptors are built to send navigation data, not to sit there being squeezed through a meal. Cats dealing with whisker fatigue will stop eating from the bowl even with food still in it, and pour the food onto the floor instead. Because on a flat surface, the whiskers are free. If your cat does this, it is not being fussy. It is asking for a wider dish. Now let's go up. The ears. A dog's hearing tops out around 65,000 hertz. Humans top out around 20,000. Both of those are lower than a cat's. Cats hear up to roughly 79,000 hertz, the highest range of the three. This matters because the ultrasonic squeaks of mice fall right in that band. The cat does not just hear scurrying or chewing, it hears mice talking to each other. Every small signal that is completely silent to every other creature in the room is loud and clear to the cat. Each ear moves on 32 separate muscles and rotates independently, up to 180 degrees. A cat can point one ear forward and one ear backward at the same time. Two independent directional microphones feeding two separate audio streams to the brain at once. A cat sitting perfectly still in a quiet room is often doing an enormous amount of work. The spatial precision is extraordinary. From about a meter away, a cat can pinpoint the source of a sound to within 3 degrees of arc. A cat behind a wall is building a full acoustic map. Location, probable size from the frequency, direction of movement, without moving a muscle. On to smell. Cats have around 200 million olfactory receptors, 40 times more than humans. And like dogs, cats have the vomeronasal organ, Jacobson's organ, sitting in the roof of the mouth, reading pheromones directly. When a cat makes that strange, open-mouthed, slightly glazed expression, the flamen response, it is routing a chemical message through that second system, reading something that has no visual or audible equivalent at all. But where cats split from dogs is in how they use scent. Not just to receive information, to broadcast it. When your cat rubs its face against your ankle, or your hand, or the corner of the sofa, it is not being affectionate the way a dog would be. It is leaving scent from glands in its cheeks, chin, and forehead. It is marking you, writing you into its chemical map of its territory. The things and the people that carry the cat's scent are, in the cat's language, the things and the people that belong to its world. This behavior is called bunting. When a cat bunts you, it is not asking for attention. It is filing you under mine. Now the inner world. This is the part where most people's picture of cats needs the biggest revision. Cats are obligate solitary hunters. Dogs evolved in packs, hierarchy, coordination, constant emotional broadcasting to the group. Cats evolved to hunt alone, hold territory, read the environment for prey instead of group members. That shaped the entire emotional architecture. A cat does not have the same instinct to display its emotional state because in the cat's evolutionary history, there was usually nobody else there to display it to. They are not suppressing emotion. They are just not built to announce it. And yet the emotion is there. Consider the purr. Cats purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 hertz. We read it as contentment. A cat on your lap is clearly happy. But cats also purr when injured, in pain, in the final stages of illness. A cat will sometimes purr while dying. That is what pushed researchers to look harder at what purring actually does. Bone and muscle tissue respond to vibration in the 25 to 50 hertz range with faster healing and regeneration. The frequency of a cat's purr sits almost exactly in that therapeutic window. Purring may be, at least in part, a self-repair mechanism. The same signal that says, "I am content," also doubles as biological maintenance. Think about kneading. The behavior where a cat pushes its paws rhythmically against your lap or a blanket, like it is making bread dough. In kittens, this stimulates milk from the mother. In adult cats, the thing that triggered it is long gone, but the kneading stays as a marker of deep comfort. When a cat kneads on you, it is back in the emotional register it lived in when it was very small and felt completely safe. It is telling you something real. And then there is the slow blink. If a cat looks at you, then slowly closes and reopens its eyes, that is a message. Researchers at the universities of Exeter and Portsmouth documented it in 2020. The slow blink is a positive social signal. When a human mirrors it back, eye contact, slow close, slow open, cats respond with more slow blinks of their own and more approach. It is the cat's version of a relaxed, non-threatening face. The closest thing in its repertoire to a smile. You can try this with your cat right now. It works. A 2019 study at Oregon State University found that cats form secure attachment bonds with the humans they live with. 65% showed what psychologists call the secure base effect, using their owner as a point of safety, exploring new places more confidently when the owner was there. The same pattern as human-infant attachment. Cats just do not show it the way dogs do. No running to the door, no visible escalation. Just a small shift in behavior that, if you know what to look for, tells you exactly where you stand. The cat is not indifferent to you. It is affectionate in a language you were never taught. The bunting, the kneading, the slow blink, the choice to sit near you instead of anywhere else in the room. None of it is random. It is a vocabulary. Cats have a reputation for being aloof, not because they are emotionally distant, but because we keep trying to read them using the grammar of dogs. The cat is not a dog that decided to stop performing. It is a completely different emotional system, running on completely different display rules. What it is like to be a cat. You move through a world softer in detail, but sharper in motion. You hear frequencies no other creature in the room can imagine. Your face is a measuring instrument. Your scent language keeps a running record of what is yours and where you belong. You purr partly to heal, in a very literal, physical sense. And when you look at the human you chose and slowly close your eyes and open them again, you are saying something. Clearly, deliberately, in the only language you have. Does your cat do the slow blink? Drop it in the comments, and if you have ever tried blinking slowly back, tell me what happened. I am genuinely curious how many people have actually done this, and what the cat did next. And if you want to know what happens when two animals from completely different species form a real friendship, not convenience, not shared territory, but something that looks unmistakably like attachment across the species barrier, that is what we are looking at next time. Subscribe so you do not miss it.